up some coral from a local reefer. His name's Edward Chang, down here in the Jacksonville area. I went to the local stores, or have been going to the local stores, and just the prices are insane. And so a few people have said to join bands, B-A-N-D-S, bands. It's an app. And then there's various bands for various, hobbies, obviously saltwater being one. And so there's all these Jacksonville, Florida reef bands that you join. So I did that, and then after kind of seeing some of those prices after I went to like 3 or 4 of the stores one day, I just posted out there like, setting up the tank and cycled, yada yada, just looking for some coral, pretty much open to anything you'd have. And so I've been kind of going around, picking up some things here and there.
And I had to include this clip here. One of the people that responded to my ads looking for coral was Dustin Carroll. He let me know that he had a bubble tip in a tank that he kind of let go, and over the years it's just split so many times, and I could not believe when I got there just how many times it had just wall-to-wall nems, and so grabbed a nice size anemone from him for a great deal.
And then Edward, I had quite a few people say, you gotta go to Edward, and check out what he's got. And so I had messaged him, and he sent me a few videos, and it looked awesome. So I told him a couple pieces I was interested in, and then heading that way now. It's almost 40 minutes away, but based on everyone's recommendations, definitely wanted to go check it out. I can't seem to find my filter for my camera, and so I'm going to see if I can get a video of his setup, anticipating it's going to be pretty blue, because again, I went to the storage unit, I just can't find the filter for my camera. I got to get a new one, but hopefully he'll let me do a quick video of his setup, because it looks really impressive. Grab a few of his corals and go from there.
It all started with this tank. It's 80 gallons, At the beginning, I started just like everybody else, I guess, with all the easy stuff, letters, mushrooms, everything that's not very hard to keep,
It's a shorter tank too, I can see.
Yeah, I like it because I can stand in front of it, and I can do anything. I don't need anything to stand on or anything. So
right.
I always like to see my corals from the top,
Yeah.
So if something's wrong or something happens, I just put it in my hand and I can move things around, And like I say, the most important thing that I like about the tank this height is because I can stand and look from the top, So it's a mixed reef, I have a little bit of everything, like a lot of SPS. That's my thing, Like everybody else, as you go, you start, going forward, and then I think this is when you get to this is the top,
Yeah.
You get to keep SPS, to color them, to grow them, even to be able to fry them, it's a big deal to me. So
yeah, it's one thing to keep them alive, and then to grow them. Those are all different.
Exactly, but I still keep the roots, like easy corals that they're like close to me, because it was when I started. I got little Duncans, I got letters, and I like mushrooms. I really like psoas a lot. I got this little tank where I keep all my psoas, my low flow stuff, low light, a couple nice mushrooms.
And these are all radions, and then the T5 you said.
Radions going on with T5s. My radions go on 10 o'clock in the morning, and then at noon my T5s kicks on. And they stay on for like 4 or 5 hours. I give like full spectrum to the corals for about 5 hours,
Okay.
And then it starts ramping down to blues and until midnight. At midnight, lights shut off. I got a little refugium in the bottom. I don't know if the lights are off, but it's just a little refugium. I can probably turn on the light, but it's just some chaero inside there,
Mm-hmm.
and the light works in a opposite side.
Right.
When my lights up top go off, this one go on. Very simple, just a skimmer, some media there that's keeping all my nutrients. This one is taking out stuff, and then goes to this chamber and goes back. Mm-hmm. And then I dose 2-part, a local 2-part.
2-part, okay.
Yeah, calcium alkalinity. I dose magnesium when it's necessary, by hand,
So you ran out of room here,
Yeah.
and then you had to expand.
Well, this one was the second one. After this came this one, and then as you can see, there's nothing else I can put in here.
Right,
Everything
right.
is touching, So like a year ago, I decided to add one more. I had this little space and I was planning it, and this is a 30 gallons, same brand as this, it's rimless. So I added this, and it's funny because my main idea was to keep my SPS. I say I'm gonna put this little cube, I'm gonna blast it with light, I'm gonna blast it with flow, and then no sand. But it's completely the opposite at this point. If you see, there's no SPS because I started putting, stuff that I couldn't fit in here. I said I'm gonna put it here just in the meantime, just to keep. But it just went on, and now it became, a lot of my acants, micromusas, blastos, my mushroom collection here. I have some nice mushrooms here, just to mention a couple: Godzilla, little OG Bounce, Powerball, and a couple nice gonies, different color gonies, Jawbreakers, Holy Grail, couple other type of torches, couple hammers. My lights to start, T5s, they, like I said, 4 hours. Then all my radios, they run at these ones 60% overall intensity, and then I run, like I said, they start at 100% everything blues and the violet and UV, and then at 12 o'clock I kick in like we can say 14K. I put some greens, reds, and whites. It goes down to 14K spectrum. These ones, they go a little bit lower because the stuff I have. So this one is just running like 40% overall intensity, and then I got mostly blues. I don't do a lot of whites or greens or anything.
No flow here?
Only the return. Same return runs everything.
Oh, okay.
Return pump. Only my return. I put it down right now so we can, we can see there's only the return. Nothing, no pumps, no nothing. And everything is doing quite good.
What about the MP40s? How you have those cranked up?
The MP40s, I don't touch them. They run at 80%, and they go on a different cycles during the day.
Okay.
Like, how radios have different.
Right.
What is it called? Like gyro.
The templates, or whatever. Reef crest,
and all that stuff. So I just got my own setting, and they go through that. And they work on a slave mode, one goes on, the other one goes on, and they work like that. On this side, like I said, same return pump. I have an extra pump here, which is it's not an Ecotech, it's just one of those J-Bow.
Okay, yeah.
It's working fine because I really don't want a lot of flow, I just want something to keep moving the water off. Like I say, it's mainly torches, gonies, and all that. I have a don't box with my nice Colorado sunburst. Yeah, I do a little Kalwasser. I don't know if you're still getting that. I do a little Kalwasser, and then, like I said, just two-part, two-part.
And it works. Keep it simple.
Yeah,
I love it.
Basically, that's what it is. Yeah.
Edward's setup was even more impressive than I thought it was going to be. And I think my favorite part, outside of just how cool his corals were and the extent of how many he had and the variety and all of that, was just the simplicity of it. He's obviously doing extremely well. He's running out of room. He has to sell these corals because they're growing so much that he, again, runs out of room. So with that, I mean, what he had said was pretty basic, right? He had quality lights, he's got quality pumps, he runs a skimmer, a fuge, and he doses two-part. And it sounded like that was about it, and he is extremely successful. So just another kind of example of keeping it simple, the basics, light, flow, stability, and you can go really far. It's something I need to remind myself of all the time. I'm always trying to dump all this money into all this crazy equipment, when in reality, just get quality basic equipment. And Edward, as you can see, is an example of how successful you can be.